All right, so Dana White has been getting pretty desperate trying to promote that Power Slap League that he started, and you can tell it's not going too well because now he's basically resorted to humiliating himself to try to get people to watch it, which he's been getting roasted for by UFC fans. But Dana has really convinced himself that this is the future, that this is going to be bigger than the UFC, which he's probably the only person on the planet who believes that. And he just sounds so delusional when he talks about this stupid sport, if you can even call it a sport. I mean, comparing it to UFC is just insulting to UFC fighters. But Dana, he is just so confident in this. At least he tries to sound confident. But now it seems like he's more just desperate because he just goes way too hard trying to promote this. And he makes all these ridiculous claims that nobody believes.
Not only is it unbelievable money-wise, it's been unbelievable as far as social media goes. We're number one in all of sports. And when I say all of sports, if you take the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, F1, WWE, and who am I forgetting, and added them all together, their numbers don't compare to Slaps. Yeah. Yeah.
That seems a little doubtful.
Yeah, you can doubt it all you want.
I mean,
and Dana gets really defensive about it. Like, he went on Flagrant and he was saying all this crazy shit, like that Power Slap has more followers than every professional sports team. And Schultz is like, more than some soccer teams like Real Madrid. And Dana's like, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'd say so. And Schultz just laughs in his face because it's not even close. I mean, Real Madrid has 158 million more Instagram followers than Power Slap. And Schultz could have called him out even more on it. Like, he's definitely taking it easy on him because, you know, he's a kiss ass, but still Dana felt disrespected. Because also you tell all Dana wanted to talk about is Power Slap, and Schultz, he'd try to change the conversation or make jokes about it. And then Dana would always try to bring it back, and he'd be like, man, you guys don't get it. You're just trying to brush this off like it's no big deal, but this is huge. This is going to be bigger than the UFC. And I understand he's just trying to promote it, but this is a terrible way to promote it, especially because nobody believes him.
We have over 1 billion YouTube views, right?
Yeah.
8 of the top 12 largest YouTube shorts against other major sports are Power Slap. And 4 of the top 5 largest YouTube shorts on UFC's channel. We're number 1, 2, 3, and 4 on UFC.
UFC channel.
And when you think about Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, all the big stars, this thing absolutely dominates. We have more followers than every single professional sport. Every professional sports team, we have more followers than them in 15 months.
Wow. More than like Real Madrid or like these soccer teams?
I don't know about the soccer teams, but I would say yes. Yeah. Every fucking sports team, we have more followers. So I would say yes. Yes.
Okay. But we can get to Power Slap in a little bit. I still want to go through the UFC.
Back to the show.
But the similarities between what's going on with that
this is why you
right
believe
now,
in it so much, because so when people go,
I want you guys to wrap your fucking brains around this.
Yeah.
When I talk about Power Slap, you're all dismissive, like,
nobody's dismissive. But I love
the
how you
UFC
are.
was fucking
He
worse.
needs that.
I hit you with fucking numbers. You can't.
You can't refute it.
We have more views than any Taylor Swift video ever posted.
Oh, now you talking about the Swifties, bro.
Power Slap has more.
Swifties step
We have more views than any fucking Taylor Swift.
Imagine
ever.
you got Taylor in one.
There's other stats that I can hit you with that are just fucking.
You got to get Taylor to do a Power Slap, dude.
But they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
But when you look at this thing from a business perspective and you look at the numbers, you know what I mean? But we're talking about guys fucking slapping each other.
Yeah.
You guys are like, let's talk more about the UFC. The UFC was worse.
And Dana talks about all these views on YouTube, but I'd say like probably 70% of them are from shorts, maybe even more. You know, most of the views that come from Power Slap are TikToks, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, which means people are watching for like 15 to 20 seconds. You know, because that's basically all it's good for. Like, if people are scrolling and they see 2 guys slapping each other, they'll stop and watch for a little. But nobody's ever going to go out of their way to watch a whole Power Slap event like they do at the UFC, because it's just way too repetitive and there's nowhere near the same amount of skill and athleticism showcased. Like, there's so much more going on in MMA. You know, you have wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, and even if you want, you can slap people. So you have the best of everything, and you can play defense. In Power Slap, it's just slapping. So who would choose to watch that over MMA? And Bob Menery once even brought this up to Dana during a Nelk podcast. And of course, Dana got all offended and called him an idiot. But at least someone's being honest with him. You know, clearly he's surrounded by too many yes men. And now he just sounds delusional when he's talking about this. You know, to act like it's a legit sport. I mean, he compares it to boxing. He's like, what's the difference between this and boxing?
As an average person that turns on the TV and I watch Power Slap, I'll tell you what I do. I watch match 1, and it's the same. I watch match 2, it's the same. I watch match 3, it's the same. And I watch 4, it's the same. Somebody gets slapped in the face and they're done. That's it.
Tell me what's the same about each match you watch.
Somebody raises their right hand. They then make direct contact with somebody's face, and then somebody either falls or they don't. That's it.
So what happens when you watch a fight?
A fight, you can take somebody down, you can cut somebody's elbow open.
Let's say it's a boxing match. Boxing, which has been popular for over 100 years.
Because
what's different?
I mean, the athletes are obviously, I think, different.
No, he's smart. You're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets it, and you don't.
I love that. Yes, no, Power Slap is great. Everybody bow down to Power Slap.
Do you think that?
Listen,
the Power Slap community I respect, but at the end of the day, I'll say it as realistic as possible here. You have a bunch of no names slapping each other.
There's nothing I value more in my life than business advice from Bob Menery.
There we go.
Nothing I value more.
Yeah, so when Bob Menery is the voice of reason and has good business advice for you, you know you're down bad. I mean, Dana's really making a fool out of himself with this Power Slap League. I mean, recently, I guess Power Slap is going so well for him, he decided to partner with a corn star to give away a McLaren to someone who tunes into the next Power Slap event. That's how desperate he is for people to watch. And he also did this insanely cringy TikTok where she's in a suitcase and he's like wheeling her around. At first, I honestly couldn't believe it. Like most people, I think they were like, please tell me this is AI. But unfortunately, it's real, which is just sad to see. I mean, this guy's worth $500 million. He already has an incredibly successful business. He has a family and kids. But he's resorted to doing TikToks with a corn star to get people to watch his slap league, which UFC fans aren't very happy about. You know, he's just getting destroyed in the comments. Like almost everyone is negative, and people are just confused and embarrassed for him because he's just making a joke out of himself. It's crazy. I mean, the comments are like, dude, what's going on here? Like, what's wrong with you? And somebody said, doesn't this guy have a wife and kids? And you could see the pain in his face, bro. What the F? Someone is blackmailing the boss. What the F is wrong with the UFC? Like, everybody's just freaked out by this. And somebody said, Dana, this is low even for you. So I don't know what he's thinking here. I mean, honestly, it seems like he's just trying to turn the sport into an even bigger joke than it already is. Like, he thinks that's going to help somehow. But I don't know. You know, I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh, now I need to tune into Power Slap. Like, even if I was guaranteed to win that car, they still couldn't get me to watch that shit. And who wants this car? It's like some stupid car with Jelly Bean written all over it, which is the corn star's name.
I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase.
We are here in the garage at UFC headquarters. This is Jelly Bean. Hi, guys. She paid $200,000 for this car at the Vegas Auto Gallery, and she's giving it to you for free. The way you enter is go to powerslap.com/giveaway. And you can watch Power Slap live and free on Rumble this Friday night, and there will be a code that will pop up. It'll give you 10 extra entries. This little badass is giving away a $200,000 car. We will see you Friday night.
Yeah, so Dana White is down bad. I mean, as a UFC fan, this is difficult to watch. And now, of course, people are coming up with conspiracy theories with the whole luggage thing. You know, people are saying it's a humiliation ritual, but it's more humiliating for him, obviously. You know, for her, this is probably the least humiliating thing she's done. Like, her whole career is just humiliating herself, so this is nothing for her. But Dana, I mean, he looks like he's just dying inside because obviously this is embarrassing. I mean, even Joe Rogan on his recent podcast, he pulled up one of the ads where she's talking about giving away the car, and he's like, wow, we are the dumbest people that ever lived. And then he just starts trashing Power Slap, and it sounds like he agrees with Bob Menery, so I'm sure Dana hates hearing this.
I'm giving away this McLaren 600 LT at Power Slap for free. Check out the links in our bios on how to enter. Everybody said
Wow, we're the dumbest fucking race. We're so dumb.
What are the accounts that collabed with it? It was UFC, right?
Yeah, it was for Power Slap event.
We are. Of course, it's for Power Slap. That's just as dumb. We are the dumbest motherfuckers that have ever lived. We really are.
What do you think about Power Slap?
I don't get it. I've watched it a ton of times on like little Instagram reels. You know, when it shows up, I watch guys get KO'd. I would never advise anybody to do it. I don't care how good you are at getting slapped. I don't care how good you are at slapping people. For me, the whole idea of fighting is to hit and not get hit.
Yeah.
Like, the whole idea is the skill. It's like you impose your skill set. It's like a human chess game. That's the opposite. You're just standing in front of each other, whacking each other in the face.
So it sounds like everybody except for Dana understands that this will never be a real sport and it's just too ridiculous. But even he, I think, is starting to realize that, and that's probably why he's trying to turn it into an even bigger clown show than it already is. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want more content from me, I just talked about the most recent Protect Our Parks over on Patreon. Joe and Shane Gillis were roasting Tony Hinchcliffe for being an idiot and a ton of other stuff. And there are over 100 exclusive videos on Patreon. So if you like the channel, want extra content, make sure you check it out. There'll be a link in the description.